Hi, welcome to World Disease, Bio 242, and this, of course, is spring 2021. Let's hope 2021 is a heck of a lot better than 2020 was. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Dr. Bonnie Polan, although it is listed as Bonnie Arons-Polan. I generally drop my maiden name. I hold a doctorate in science education from Boston University School of Education. I also have a master's degree in genetics and a bachelor's degree in psychology. I've been teaching 30 plus years. The last 11 have been at Endicott. Prior to that, I was administrator in Boston and did some assessment in science. And prior to that, I taught at Beverly High School. And prior to that, I taught at Andover High School. I have two children, my daughter, who is an attorney, and my son, who is a financial banker, I guess. He's an MBA. And his two children are to the right of my picture, Rhea, who's 5.5, and Ronan, who's 3. He works in Manhattan, but is working from home, and they live in New Jersey. And both of them are going to virtual school and doing very well with it. And then below them are the two loves of my life that live with me, my four-legged furry friends, Bella and Brody. Brody is 13, and he's the white one in front, and Bella is his half-niece, if you will. Her auntie was his half-sister, or is his half-sister, and my daughter has that dog, and Bella is 10. I want to welcome you to this class, and we're going to start off the semester with some very timely topics, and we will be looking at infectious diseases, which are caused by viruses and bacteria, and also some caused by protozoans like brain-eating amoeba and fungi. Some viral diseases are flu, COVID-19, measles, German measles, polio, and some bacterial diseases would be tetanus and Lyme disease. We'll also look at some non-infectious diseases, cancer and osteoporosis, and some genetic diseases, both the inherited type and the non-inherited type. I happen to be partial to genetic diseases since I studied that in my master's degree. We'll be looking at maybe things like sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, SCIDS, which is severe combined immune deficiency disease, which is now being treated with gene therapy, and the non-inherited type of genetic diseases like Down syndrome. We'll start off with looking at a history of pandemics, and then we'll go into the immune system, and then we'll start talking about viral diseases and the development of vaccines. And we're also going to bring in some diversity in this class and inclusion and look at the effects of socioeconomic, geopolitical, and systemic racism on public health and how we are fighting these worldwide pandemics. And this is by no means set in stone. Even the order is going to change. If there are any diseases you want to include or study, please let me know, and I will find a way to work it into the curriculum. This course is an asynchronous online course. As you probably noted when you signed up, it said online. Now, it's asynchronous, meaning we don't have prescribed meeting times that we meet on Zoom. Some classes that are online do meet on Zoom, like my environmental health class met last semester, but this course is really self-paced. It's asynchronous, meaning that you work at your own pace. Each week will give you a list of things to do, things to read, things to watch, assignments, quizzes, etc. And we'll go over that in a minute. And then you can work at your own pace. That doesn't mean, however, that you don't have to abide by due dates. Due dates are due dates, and there will be no late credit. So if you see a due date, make sure you plan to have that assignment in by that due date. Because if it's a group assignment or a discussion board, others will be working on it too, and you all need to coordinate. Each class, each week or module is listed on Canvas, on our Canvas course page, and you will see the following for each module. There will be the first heading, which will be Start Here, and that will include any specific instructions. There will be readings that are assigned for each unit, and we're going to be using two different sources for reading, the Microbial Challenge and an ebook that is being written concurrently as I am preparing this course by Professor Joyce Shaw, who originally wrote this course, World Disease. And she, and I'm collaborating with her, and I are putting together an ebook from OpenStax courseware and websites like from National Institutes of Health, the CDC, and the WHO, World Health Organization. And there will be specific readings for you to do, assigned for each unit. There will also be lecture PowerPoints, which will come both from the ebook readings, which will be posted, and the microbial challenge, which they already have pre-done PowerPoints, which I will do voiceovers on and edit to make sure it fits into what we're studying. You will see assignments and their due dates, and these will be due weekly. The due dates will be clearly posted. There will be videos to watch. In one particular unit on epidemiology, I have posted an hour-long video by the CDC. I can't think of anything better, any more expert persons than people who work in epidemiology at the CDC. And there'll often be a quiz, a code word quiz, which asks for the code word in the previous lecture. Or if I see that people aren't doing their work, I will throw in quizzes that will force you to do your work. There will also be group works, group projects, and I'll go into that in a little bit. Again, you can work at your own pace, but plan ahead. If you know you have a bunch of papers due, or big exams, and you may have 2 or 3 in 1 week, or you're a nursing student, which there are several, and you have clinicals, and you have to judge your time yourself. You have to plan for your time. You can work ahead, just don't get behind. If for some reason, illness, whatever, and you can't make a due date, please, please, please reach out to me on email and we'll figure something out. I plan on having office hours at least twice a week, but I'm also available pretty much any time during the day for a FaceTime or a Zoom call. And please make use of my time. I sit here sometimes twiddling my thumbs due to COVID because I don't really leave my house until I get my second shot for my vaccines. Since there are several students who haven't had any biology since high school, you may feel a little overwhelmed at first, especially when we start talking about the biology of viruses and bacteria and the immune system. I will hold short lectures in person for you at a convenient time for all of us, probably twice during a week, and try to bring you up to date as concisely as I can with just the most pertinent information, such as what is a bacterial cell? How does that differ from a human cell? What is a virus? How does it infect a cell? Those kinds of things, which will help you understand the diseases that we study tremendously. You can always ask for a one-on-one tutoring session with me on Zoom. As I said, I'm pretty much stuck in the house due to me being high risk for severe COVID. And until I get my vaccines, one shot's tomorrow, and one is in 3 weeks. And I'm taping this on January 25th. I don't plan on going anywhere. Again, there's going to be a lot of group work in this class. Some projects will involve the same groups. Others will have a new group assigned to a particular project. One of the projects that will last throughout the entire semester will be the country project. And that you will be in that group for the entire project. That I'll go over in the next slide. There'll also be discussion boards. So you'll be participating in discussions in small groups. And again, that may very well be limited. I may change the groups up at times, or I will continue to have you use the same group that you've been working on if the unit is synchronous or it flows. I'm urging you to try to find the book, The Microbial Challenge, especially if you haven't had biology in a few years or you didn't take micro. It will help you understand and show you pictures and enhance some of the lecture PowerPoints. This will only cover infectious diseases. In terms of non-infectious diseases, I'll pull readings from the internet. And since it's an old edition, it's the 3rd edition, it should be pretty cheap. Do not, and I repeat, do not get the 4th edition. It's too clinical and it gets into way too much detail. You don't need it. the ebook will suffice. The country projects. This is a project that's going to last all semester. You're going to be in a group for the entire project. And if you go to assignment 1 on the Canvas, our Canvas page, in module 1 or week 1, you can click on the assignment and it will bring you to a Google Doc. And there you will see, when you click on it, a spreadsheet or a table with 5 continents or 5 regional areas and the 5 people in your group. Each person is to take a specific country, and no country can be repeated. So once you have taken your country, no one else can have it. And you're going to be studying that country for the entire semester, looking at various aspects of world disease, such as like statistics, epidemiology, major disease pandemics, epidemics, things like that. There might be a country you've traveled to that you're particularly interested in, or a country that you've never heard of and you'd like to learn more. I learned all about Botswana because my husband's brother spent 15 years there, went there in the Peace Corps, and came home with a family and about 15 years ago. And now lives in D.C. and works in international finance. All of the details for the first assignment is in week 1, and it's due, if I'm not mistaken, on February 8th. And that's about it. I will post on Canvas the first open Zoom session that I'll hold in the next day or two. And I look forward to meeting some of you if not all of you on Zoom, and corresponding with you all on email. And I will try very, very hard to get feedback to you on your assignments rather quickly. Have a great semester. Bye-bye. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome to World Disease, Bio 242, taught this spring 2021. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Polan. This is a picture of me in New Hampshire. We went up for a fall foliage weekend, yes, in the middle of the pandemic, but we were very, very careful, and we cooked all our meals in our condo. We stayed in a timeshare that was immaculate, and we had a really nice 3 days. It was beautiful. This is a national park off the Kankamagus Highway, in between Loon Mountain area and North Conway. The picture to the upper picture on the right are my 2 adorable grandchildren. Ray is 5.5 and Ronan is 3, and unfortunately I haven't seen them in almost a year due to COVID. They live in New Jersey. And below that you see my adorable 2 4-legged children. Brody is the white one and Bella is the brown one. They certainly keep me busy. A little bit about my background. I have a doctorate in science education. I've been at Endicott College for over 10 years. In the last semester I taught environmental health. This particular year I'm teaching remotely due to COVID and my high risk factors. But I've also mostly taught freshman ed majors their science sequence for their first year, which is Nature of the Universe for the fall and Biosphere for the spring, both lectures and labs. Last year in the spring, I taught Bio 103 labs. And there have been a few other courses in and around the 11 years that I've taught. Prior to that, I was both a teacher and an administrator in Massachusetts public schools. I'm welcoming you all to World Disease.